And we are live. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Episode number 27 of ChatGDG with yet another amazing guest. Bahar, how are you?
Thank you so much. How are you, Stefano?
I'm very well. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate that. So, we
Thank
are
you
going to
so much
spend
having me here
the next
as well.
hour chatting about very interesting topics. So, you are a career and employability advisor at University of Lincoln. Also,
Yes,
you found a group, We Are the Change. Is that the right
yes,
name? Nice.
yeah.
And you're also Women Tech Maker Ambassador. So very active, on so many different fronts, which is very interesting. So how we usually do here, I would like to give you the stage and introduce yourself to the people, and then we will take it from there.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. So, hi everyone. I'm Bahar Tomek, current employability advisor currently, and I was international student back 2 years ago. And when I came to UK, I really struggled as an international student to find a really community because everything is easy in London, but if you are not in London, in UK, things are slightly difficult. You can't find that much community and like the place you can kind of develop your professional skills. Because of that, I initiated my project called We Are the Change. We is actually women empowerment, supporting more women in the entrepreneurship, in the leadership, in any other fields, starting with international students. And then I had really nice and amazing time as an entrepreneur, an MBA student during these 2 years. And after that, I found my dream job, which is Kaizen Employability Advisor within University of Lincoln, and I am helping individuals to achieve their dreams, whether they would like to be an entrepreneur or they would like to continue the corporate life. This is kind of a short story.
Wow, okay, it's very interesting. The internet connection is still a little bit sketchy, but hopefully it
Oh,
will
sorry
get
about
better
that.
with time. Yeah, I mean, no problem. So I'm really curious about a couple of things. Like, so what's your normal average day look like as a
Oh,
career and employee advisor? What do you do during the day? Like, I can't picture the
yeah,
day.
I understand. It's look like a little bit maybe different from outside, but what I
Mm,
do is so I do deliver. We do deliver as a team the sessions in the curriculum, which is like in the whole university, and we are six advisors, for example, within the University of Lincoln, and everybody has a different school to deliver a session, which we call career readiness program, to make sure students are having information and kind of understanding of the career, what does it mean exactly, and how we can help. Because in UK, it is about being able to employable. In any other country, it's slightly different because back to my home country, for example, Turkey, there are career days and fairs like the companies came and you just take your CV, introduce yourself, and the process just starts. But in UK, exactly you need to be eligible for the career you are dreaming, and being employable is slightly different. Like you need to develop yourself. It's again self-learning, self kind of development. These are the kind of sessions I do deliver in the curriculum. And in the other side, I do have one-to-one session with students to help them, because most of the time they don't know what they would like to do and which direction they would like to go. And that's kind of my job, to identify, sit with them, identify, ask their question to find their own way. And in the other side, I do run many other projects within universities to support, especially international students, to
mm.
deliver some workshops, some practical sessions, and some maybe informative session. This is my daily kind of work every day. Then do plan and strategy maybe for next year, and it's changed time by time. Like it depends on which day I am in September or January or July.
Okay, very interesting. So how many students, let's say, you give a session to, what's the average number of students who attend? Clearly not the one-to-one sessions, but the group
Yeah.
session.
So it's always different cohort. For example, within the
Mm.
business school, I do deliver a session to 300 students,
Oh,
200.
wow.
yeah,
Just
86.
big. Okay.
It's a big cohort within the lecture theaters. If I go to the small cohort, for example, that could be sometimes sports management course, which has like 25 students as well. So it's different from the school by school. And also some online session. It's sometimes there are 25 students, sometimes just 5 students. Again, it depends on the cohort.
Okay, interesting. So I would imagine that it's not the same to give a session to 300 students in person or 20, right? So there has to be some difference in the level of engagement or the way in which you try to even convey the same message, if that makes sense. Is there any trick or any, I don't know, strategy that you use given how big is the cohort?
So to be honest, I like big cohorts and I like small cohort as well. Today I just got a message from my manager because I've been awarded yesterday, and it was kind of an evidence like I deliver in total over 3,700 students I've seen within my sessions.
Wow.
So I really enjoy. There are sometimes challenging if it's a big cohort and if they are just first year in the university, because they are more, interested to career, definitely, but they seem like there are still 2 years to go and they are just first year. It's sometimes really hard to engage with them, but I have some kind of activities. I do ask questions to them, and I actually go around the lecture theater to engage with them, because it is not too much kind of information oriented. We are trying to make more attractive for students so they can feel they are learning, but they are also enjoying. This is kind of, I can say, the key strategy. It depends on, again, rather than how big is cohort, which level cohort, and how they would like to engage, for example. And then we decide the session and kind of get ready session. And the small cohort is always, I can't say it's always the best engaged, because again, it depends. But generally, they are really good, and they are kind of asking questions, and they're more focused because of the small kind of classroom side as well.
It's perhaps a little bit easier to do a few back and forth because it looks like a little bit more intimate, if that makes sense, instead of like 300 people. Does anyone have any question? Everyone is scared because it's just a big crowd. So
It's so true.
you mentioned, this is very important, that you just got yesterday, was it, the
Yes.
award? That's super cool. I saw that on LinkedIn. I think you
Thank you
posted
so much.
today. That's impressive. What was the award specifically about?
So the award, there is a professional body called ACAS, which is the all universities like in UK, having this association from them, especially the careers and employability side, because careers and employability, it's called a professional services, and all universities has this department because it's a kind of student success in the end, and there are some other kind of the KPIs, for example, how many students get the job, So because of that, it's really important. And then my award was about I become outstanding and newcomer, because it's been just 1 year within my role, and I had too many projects. I had too many engagement with students, as I mentioned earlier, like 3,700 students only within my
a lot, if you ask me. Like a rising star. It's been your first year. You got it very, very right. So yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That you should be proud. I think it was a happy moment, right, for you.
Yeah, it was a very happy moment, to be honest, because I came here as an international student, and it was really hard on that time to be, because it was after COVID. And now I'm really hardly trying my best to support international students within my own previous experiences as well, because I know how difficult it was, and I know like what they need exactly. It's completely rebranding skills for the UK job market, and other related things really need to be kind of shown to them. And like within the initiatives and projects, I am doing this for our students. So it was really good for me also, by university recognized, and other people also recognize this hard work. So I'm really proud and so happy about that.
Yeah, of course. You've been there, done that, so you can really transfer your experience pretty much. So that's, I think,
Yeah,
quite important. And also, clearly, when you were talking, I just click clearly for the university. If you do a good job, university should be super happy, right? Because in theory, the more employable the students from that
students. Yeah,
university are, that is a, I think, is a really big metric for the university, right? So I think is they are should be, once again, very very happy, and
they
like if
are
you
very,
do
very
a good job, it's
happy.
like, yeah, keep doing that.
Yeah, I got really lots of messages today from all my directors
Mm.
and all the academics I do work, because we do work collaboratively with academics as well within the sessions delivery. So it was really nice today. Like, everybody is so happy for me. Of course, everybody is so happy for university and for our students.
Yeah. Yeah, I can totally imagine that. Another quick thing that I'm curious about. So we talk a little bit about a different cohort in size, right?
Yeah,
But I would imagine that there are a few differences whether you give a session to a business cohort or to a more a computer science, or because there are, I think, different disciplines, right? So how do you kind of like, how do you tweak the session? There are some any
yeah.
tips or any things that.
So it's different, definitely. The session content is different, which I tailor
Mm.
for my specific cohort before every single session, to be honest. But in the same time, there is a kind of the raw body from the slides, which is all students need to have this information. For example, they need to do networking 100%. They need to do have a really nice LinkedIn account. They need to have really nice CV, or maybe some
Yeah.
volunteering experiences. So these are the kind of stones, like it's same for every single cohort. Then there are other kind of content within our slides, which is specifically for computer science students, or for specifically fashion management students. Like, there are key studies, examples, alumni examples, for example, what they done before to become, maybe, the manager in Prada, let's say, or manager in, any other company. There are some students, they are interested in really specific areas, and we are trying to be covering all in the session, definitely. But also, um, in the end, they can have one-to-one appointment, which is if they would like to discuss anything in more detail, specific career. And also, I am there, so we can discuss more.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would expect something like this. Clearly, you have a baseline, you have some foundation that has to be
Yeah.
the same. There are a good CV, try to have online presence of some sort, just to be a little bit
Yeah, and the
visible,
skills,
I
for
guess.
example, like problem solving, how to handle challenging situation, communication skills, and creativity, maybe sometimes design thinking. And these are also really important employability skills for any student.
Yeah, I think so, right? Because at the end of the day, especially at that level, so very, very junior, right? When you want to get an internship, you want to get an apprenticeship, you want to get a junior
Yeah,
role, right? The hard skill can be, I don't know, whatever, computer science or business, or of course, is important. But I think at that level is the attitude, probably. You want to,
definitely.
as an employer, you want to invest in someone with the right attitude, want to get things done, or eager to help, eager to learn. So
Yeah,
that kind
exactly.
of.
This is what I'm trying to tell all my students. Like, hard skills are learnable,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
You
it.
can develop your soft skills as well, but most of the employee is looking for the person who is really passionate, who is really excited to work with them, so they can learn from them, and they're flexible and adaptable. These are becoming more important and important every day.
Yeah, because you can work on that. If you are very good in the hard skill, but the soft skill side is very difficult, yeah, that's a little bit more of a challenge. Let's put it that way. So clearly, don't get fooled. I mean, students, young people, uh, the right attitude, I think, is if you have to pick one, pick the right attitude, like on a 360, to work on your hard skills. There is time, and of course, it's pretty much a never-ending, I mean, process. Even when you
Yeah,
go to a senior level, to a principal level, there is always,
much
yeah,
more to go and achieve. Like
exactly.
you're unlocking another stage, kind of.
Yeah. Just different levels. Think about like playing a video game, just the next level, and pretty
Exactly.
much
Yeah.
endless. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is what I've been, saying when I mentor um, students in my little program that since the last cohorts, you've been part of. So thank you,
Yeah.
because now we change the icon, and now there is the academy icon, GDG Academy. So
Very nice icon. Yeah, it looks like Acropolis a little bit. It's nice.
yeah. Just I came up with that. So I've done pretty much everything from the ground up. It's a program that I'm really proud of. I really care about that. This has been the second year. So yeah, I
You're
think it's
creating
pretty.
a huge impact, really. It's a really nice program.
Yeah, I appreciate that actually. So I leverage a little bit the Google community side of things, like the
Mhm.
GDGs group with the GDSCs, try to put pretty much the two together, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, we are going to have two interns joining the times. So some of the teams
That's
that
really
I
nice.
manage there. Yeah. So they are gonna start on the 8th of July, and they are gonna stay with us until the end of August. The
That's
classic
very good.
summer
Congratulations to
internship.
them. I think it's a really nice opportunity.
Yeah, I've run a few interviews. Was like a couple of months back. So yeah, we just picked two very great, candidates. One from University of Manchester and the other one from King's College. So
Oh,
pretty good, very
really good.
nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with them. Both of them super keen, super eager. Yeah. I can't wait to get started. So nice. I
That's
really,
really good.
really.
Congratulations to students.
Yeah.
It's a really
Thanks.
great opportunity.
Yeah, and last year we had our first Nishant. Shout out to Nishant from Imperial College. He had a really good time. I'm not saying that because it's my company and whatnot, but he really had a great time. The team really valued him. We are trying to do, how I think an internship should be done. The person who's going to join the team is going to be treated as a team member, of course, with the right, expectations. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Get in there, be part of the team. In this case, of
yeah,
course, both internships are software engineering one. So those folks, they are going to write some code and then going to push code into, production. That's it.
that's
This is
very
what they
good.
want. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I
So
remember my first internship I was doing in kind of government body in Turkey, and I was
mm,
doing the photocopy, because it was like, let's
the
say,
for the
8 years
the
ago, and
cliche, the
but I
typical
was still,
cliche.
yeah, it was very, very cliche. But I was still looking at the people's conversation, for example, between the senior leaders working and how they are kind of dealing with the clients. And it was, in the end, still within the photocopy, it was a nice experiences. New generation are really lucky, I believe, because the other generation like yourself, like our age, know the cliche internship in the
Oh,
previous time, and now they're having really nice
very,
experiences.
hands-on experience.
Yes.
Very, of course, if you end up in the right place, you can really get
Yeah.
a lot, which is nice. So really, appreciate that. Now, another question I want to quickly jump on the group. So you founded a group. So we are the change, right? That's the right
Yeah.
name. So when did you do that? Why did you do that? What is this group about? Let's try to explore a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So during my a little bit more information about myself. Back to Istanbul, I was working in Arya Women Investment Platform, which is investing on female entrepreneurs in the MENA region
Mm,
within the angel investment side. And I was working with women leaders, women entrepreneurs, startups. It was like an amazing network in like all Istanbul. And when I come here, because the Lincoln was a little bit small place, as I mentioned earlier, I
mm,
try to create this connection with entrepreneurs. And also it's hard as an international student, if you don't have business, you can't involve that much within the startup, the incubation
uh,
centers and other related kind of bodies and organizations, because first thing first, you can't have a business because you are an international student. It's very, very limited, like you can't
mm,
be business owner. And then you can't join the other kind of organization because you don't have a business. So I thought, okay, I'm going to create a place, a community, which is going to support early stage entrepreneurs who have an idea. They can come and join. And also I'll bring the leaders so they can share their experiences, because I had this network, because Arya Woman on that time, we just opened the London branch as well. So I was really having a good kind of connections.
nice.
And then I start working on it. It was a really hard time for me because in small places to do something, it was hard to be accepted, to be honest, as an
Mm,
entrepreneur, because
mm,
you are not an entrepreneur, actually. You're not kind of earning money. It's all about the social impact. So I knocked, I think, more than 50 doors. I went to the head of schools. I went to the other universities. I asked for the support, like if they can give me, some chance so I can work with students. And the first believer, one of the first believer, was business school. They kind of sponsored my project, which is I can use all the university facilities, the classrooms. I
mm,
can deliver events and sessions. So it started just like that. And then I started to join to other universities acceleration program, and it's become also a good experiences for me. I got to know also the other people in UK, other students. I joined the academic event as well, because the idea was also bridging between knowledge and experiences with an entrepreneurship, with equality and diversity, like putting woman front a little bit,
mm.
just
Yeah.
to make sure they are accessing all the investment opportunities as well, because unfortunately still in 2024, even in UK, females are a little bit behind within the investment. Men's and male entrepreneur generally getting more investment from the investors or from the other opportunities, and from the development side as well. So we are the change just started like that, in this kind of idea, and I got really good connection with students. I become kind of a mentor on that time for them, like how they could put their ideas together. I was delivering the sessions. Of course, it was all volunteer.
Mm,
The university and sometimes the lecturer was inviting me as well. I joined like many other workshops and sessions with different projects. One was in Africa, for example. It was online, and again, I met with lots of African students. It was a great experiences for me. So slowly, naturally, it developed with itself. And then I applied actually to be a woman tech maker within the Google, because I was working with all the women which they
no
need the
worries.
most tech
We've
support.
got this. I mean, logo. I mean, as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
No
Putting the
problem.
women tech makers. Yeah. And because, like, yes, I'm not coming from the tech background, but entrepreneurs need, especially the tech support, because nobody need to be expert in field. But we are the change is also all sharing experiences. The motto is the world is already discovered. We don't need to discover from the beginning, so we can learn from each other's experiences. Everybody can give a help, give a hand to each other, because that's also your social capital. So we are the change that started like that and still growing. Um, now, of course, I'm doing like my activities more within university, and I called myself now corporate entrepreneur because still I am having this kind of entrepreneurship enthusiasm and the mindset, like taking initiative, being responsible from your action, and connecting things in your mind, looking the problem, because entrepreneurship is all about like problem solving. In the end, you're finding something, some solution for the market or for the service. um yeah, and now recently I just started podcast. Hopefully we'll keep enlightening, students and entrepreneurs ideas, or maybe actions, I can say.
That's pretty good. I think that's really, really impressive. And also, I know how might be the feeling to get started not knowing anyone, keep knocking on doors, and until something happened, right?
Yes.
Because if you would have stopped at door number 10, that's it. So you
Yes.
just kept going and going because
Yes. That's
probably
the message,
you really want
actually.
it, right? So I want to
Yes.
get this done. I know this is right. I'm doing the right thing. So just need to be
Yeah.
patient and yeah, just wait for
And being
the
resilient as well, because it's really easy, the like when the door's not opening or closing on your face, it's easy to give up. The important point is also to all, like, um, could be the nice advice for all students if they are getting rejection from the companies, from the job application, from any kind of other related things. Just keep applying and keep doing, because consistency is also
it's key.
important.
It's
Yeah.
very important. And I think there is a sweet spot that sometimes you need to break through because clearly the first 5, 10, even 15 rejection, okay, sure, I took them into account. But maybe when you expect by number 20, for sure I'm going to get something and nothing happened. 30, nothing happened. 40, nothing. That is the point where probably some people say, okay, I mean, I'm going to give up. No, that is when you should really push through and try,
Yes.
carry on, because by number 50, by the door number 50, maybe, yeah, something, yeah, is gonna
And
happen.
also, other point on that stage, I think the self-assessment should be there as well. Are you in the right area knocking the doors? Like, is
Ah,
there any other
good
areas
point.
you can knock some other doors as well?
That's a really good point, actually. So by changing something in your, let's say, strategy, it might be really clever, even though the core should stay the same, but nothing stops you to tweak and adjust.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, maybe try to tweak a couple of things and maybe try to aim towards a different kind of trajectory. Also, what you said in terms of clearly no one needs to be the expert of anything. That's the concept of being a T shape. We've got this
Yeah.
concept in tech, the T shape, engineer, but which is clearly can be applied to pretty much anything. So the horizontal part is I know a little bit about anything, and then of course the vertical bit is this
Which
is
is your
my
expertise? Yeah.
expertise, but it's important because some people are just the horizontal, so they know a little bit of everything, but they can't go deep on anything. And on the other end, you might have some people who are extremely good at something, but a little bit not knowing anything
Other
else. So
things.
it's
Yeah.
a it's a fine balance. Actually, it's much more tricky than it sounds, but I think it's very very important, I would say. So you've
Completely
joined
agree.
the Women Tech Maker since one couple of years.
I think, yeah, it's been 2 years. I don't remember
Hmm.
the exact date, but it's been 2 years. I think it was 2022.
22 for
Yeah,
sure, because we
for
were
sure.
before going
Or
live. We
maybe even
were
earlier. Yeah, could be like, yeah, 2021 as well, like during my study, because I was
mm,
searching lots of like communities and everything. So that could be as well.
yeah, that's it, because we were talking, before going live briefly, and we were recalling that the first time that we actually met was during 20 the end of 2022 was
Yeah,
during one of the Google community events. They hosted one in Canary Wharf. That was pretty good, actually. I really loved
it
that
was really
event.
nice. I think
Very
event.
nice.
It was very good. It was full of inspiring, full of nice people from all over the world. It was very diverse, very
Mm.
very nice event.
And also what they've done, I think, if I if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm right. That was perhaps the first time, because usually I'm part of the GDG group since 2019, so it's a little bit yeah, long ago. So what they've used to do is to have this kind of yearly event for example, the GDGs. So only the GDGs and maybe the women tech makers. But now what they've done, they really especially from that event, they've combined the GDGs, the GDEs, so the experts, women tech
Yeah,
makers, and the GDSCs, so the students club. So that event actually was a forum in which these four different kind of groups were
yeah.
able to mingle, were able to and that
Share
was very interesting.
experiences. Yeah,
That was very interesting. If you remember, there was also like a brainstorming session kind of thing
yeah.
during
It was
the
very nice.
main
Like
day.
the end of the second day, I think we had some arts activity, like creating some. I don't remember much, but we created. Sorry, the chocolate
The
activity.
chocolate.
Yeah, we
That's right.
tried to make it chocolate. Yeah, it was really nice, and it was very creative actually.
Yeah, it was good. And I kid you not that from that event, that was the start. Of course, was not exactly like that, but that was the start. That event set in motion the thing that then came to be the academy, the GDG academy. So that was the start,
But
because then, now that I
uh,
remember, in February 2023, so literally was like beginning of December, literally like 3 months later, less than 3 months later, I got started with the GDG academy. Of course, there were like just 8 mentors, 20 students. Only the Imperial College was a little bit on a smaller scale, but then it went on, and more university joins and whatnot. So just for saying how important this kind of environment, this kind of events can be,
of
just to
course,
share thoughts, brainstorm with different people. And that's why diversity is important, not because it's just mainstream saying that, because it's is actually important, because different minds can, if you
definitely.
put different people, together, you can really end up with a very interesting thing, right?
And I think also there was a global mindset as well, because London is also, I express like London is a small world, because
Mm.
like it's really lots of different culture, languages. It's really nice. But also in the event there was also other people who traveled away from the US, from other countries. They bring their own, culture and experiences, which they're not living in the UK. It was also nice, and I think the global mindset was there as well.
Yeah, totally agree. Often you can find in this kind of event a few people coming from really far away. That was actually me during January. I was lucky enough to go to Singapore,
Yeah,
because
true. You went to the Singapore. I
there
remember
was
that.
the DCOC, Developer Creators Online Community.
How was
Uh,
it?
Absolutely incredible. It was really just amazing.
How many days it took? Like 2 days of the conference
The
or three
conference,
days?
no, the conference actually was like 3 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then I was there for a couple of days prior, so I've been personally there for 5-ish days, something like
Yeah,
something
because
like
three
that.
days is like a little bit crazy. Travel all the way for 3 days, of course,
Is
you know.
is 13 hours flight. Excuse me, is like 8, the time difference is 8 hours, which is a lot.
It's a
8
lot.
8
Yeah.
hours is a lot. When you need to live there to understand. When you're really tired, it's like it's getting late. London wake ups is like, oh wow. So it's weird. It's weird. It was very weird to try to be asynchronous with London, maybe a little bit of work here and there just to see how things are going. But it's it's bizarre. But besides that, it was incredible. Singapore is a city that I am speechless because I've never ever seen such a city, right? Due to
Really,
the
I've never been in Singapore actually. It looks too far for me, so maybe I
it
should
looks
put on my
far.
list.
No, but yeah, please do. Also, because clearly, once that you are there, if you have a little bit more holidays, I at the time I didn't have that many. You can visit there, and then of course you are so close to Indonesia and Malaysia,
Yes,
and you can kind of like do a little bit of a tour there. But Singapore is incredible because due to the, let's say, weather, which is of course uh between like 29 and 32 throughout the whole year. That's the
which is
just, I mean,
completely
temperature.
opposite of UK.
Yeah, not exactly like here, but the humidity level is also very, very high, which means that is super green. The city is incredibly good. There's green everywhere. Just I never ever seen something like that, and that's why it's really beautiful. And also different cultures are there. You've got once again the Malaysian, the Indonesian, the Chinese culture, the of course British slash American slash the
Yeah,
Anglo, because and it's cool because it's like different cities in one. So it's interesting. It's a really
you
good
impressed all of
experience.
us. Now after the session, everybody gonna check the the
No, I
ticket.
mean Singapore. The thing that blew my mind is like in the airport. In the airport, there is an actual waterfall. It's like what
Wow,
is also quite, I mean, famous. If you Google airport, Singapore, that's pretty much the first thing that comes up. But just to get you into that mood, it's like okay, that's unusual. No, it is beautiful. It's really, 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 really good. And also for me was a great experience because as you said, I was the one coming from far away, right? Instead of and I got finally to meet a lot of people from that community, from the Asian community, right? Which is
that's really nice.
gigantic. It's huge. So and that was cool because it's not that easy to connect with those people because it's so far
Definitely,
away.
yeah,
So that was cool. It was cool to be the outsider for once. It was
that's really
yeah, it's
cool.
really
Hopefully,
interesting.
another one, and maybe I'll try to go as well within Google.
Yeah, let's. Are you coming to Berlin?
No, actually, I didn't check because I
Ah,
think
okay.
it's during the because I don't know the timetable yet for my sessions.
Ah,
So
gotcha. I see. Okay, that's the. So you need to keep a schedule with your sessions.
yeah, generally,
Okay, I see. I see. But I mean, I'm sure that there's gonna be more going forward. So I mean, next one, hopefully you'll be there. So this is in Berlin. Is the Google I/O Connect. And so, I mean, bunch of people will be there. The usual GDGs, women tech makers, and so on. So it's gonna be a good fun.
sounds really exciting. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's in a couple of weeks, literally. So yeah, yeah, exciting, exciting times. Always good to mingle with the people, with the good people,
good
because
people.
it's a really good community.
I
It's
think it's a
really
really, really good community. Yeah,
and very, very healthy.
very,
So
very healthy. So
those
true.
are people that you really would like to spend time with, if that makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. That's absolutely amazing. So any plans for the future with your group, with your job, with anything that you are aiming towards?
Yeah, so within my job, I am really happy and I would like to create more impact, of course, within the coming projects, making more support for my students. And in the other side, these are the kind of short-term plans within We Are the Change, to create really good content so students can benefit and everybody can benefit, to be honest, and to make more global big community. Very
Mm.
soon, maybe we'll have some campus ambassador so they can join and share their experiences and engage with the professionals and leaders and entrepreneurs. That's the thing. Like right now, I'm working on to make a really worldwide big We Are the Change community and members, hopefully.
That's interesting, but it's also, I know for a fact, because clearly I'm trying to help some of the universities here. And of course, the dream is always get bigger, go global, because rightfully so. But then it's not easy. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So lots of work and things just don't go as planned. And you think, why this is not working? I need to change this. Is a lot of time that you need to put into these
true.
kind of
It's gonna
projects.
be, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit spending time, but also the shared values, I think, bring people together and can keep them together.
Mm,
So if they believe in themselves developing, so the motto is like create, share and develop. So if they are on that and within leading as well, I think of course it's going to be difficult, but also it's going to be nice experiences for students to taking some responsibilities or some feelings, the belonging to the community. And these are the points I am kind of focusing, because sense of belonging, as we are, for example, feeling for Google,
yeah.
bring us together, isn't it? So this is the, I think, point. Maybe also the other kind of people who is trying to go global should focus on. At least I will try to focus on this side, and we will see the results.
Yeah, that's very interesting actually. So are you trying to set up a team? Are you doing everything by yourself? Like, because I'm interested about that.
I am doing everything with myself,
Yeah, same.
to be
And that's
honest,
the
right now.
problem. I need to
But
delegate.
before that, when I was a student, it was easy to have other students around.
Mm,
As a volunteer, we were kind of working on together. They were developing themselves as well while I was developing myself too. But now, because I am in the professional life as well, so I am trying to not create a conflict, so I'm trying to make everything with myself right now. Of course, in the future, that could be students, volunteers, they can join. This is also the other point, like I'm trying to reach within the global We Are the Change community. That will be much easier in the future.
yeah, no, I really feel you, because it's that moment in time where, okay, I really need help, but I don't know how to get there, if that makes sense. In a way, I don't know whom, why, how, what I should be delegating, how I should be delegating some of the stuff, because at the end of the day, the academy is in my head, and I would imagine that We Are the Changes in your head, and it's not easy to transfer, that kind of vision, that kind of knowledge to other people. So that's a little bit of the challenge, I think, that we are facing, both of us.
Yeah, true. But I am also looking from the entrepreneurial mindset to academy, also to We Are the Change as well, because I think the academy also need this dynamic um, vision or perspective, I can say. And in the other side, We Are the Change is all about already, an entrepreneurship. And
Mm,
entrepreneurs generally, need to look, at least this is what I am generally talking about, what you have right now in your hand as a skills, as a knowledge, as a people. So you are not going to spend any money, or you're not going to put any cost for yourself. So what you have and what you can use it. It's like your own ingredients. You understand what I mean? Like what you have right now and what you can cook with all those ingredients. So this is my kind of looking point. So because of that, maybe I carry till now, with myself, but definitely need more hands and support.
Yeah, that's it. Is there any other groups or community, or I don't know, call it how you want, that you've been in touch with, or you might think of, I should be, I don't know, try to collaborating with those folks there? Is there any
Um,
specific?
I am women take makers, in the women take makers as well,
Hmm.
like engaging with them and the people, especially last time was from Scotland. They are really nice. In the other side, like Area Woman, like my ex company, which is, I am like hardly always, supporting women as well. So this is like one of the really nice community for female entrepreneurs, and all entrepreneurs can, have some benefits and join to the network and do kind of things. And in the other side, there are many other networks. Um, I'm talking about the East Midlands because this is where I am in. And there is an Ingenuity community from Nottingham University. They do run this acceleration program with over 300 people every year. So there are lots of entrepreneur candidates from different sectors, which is really nice, and kind of good connections for people can develop and learn from each other. And also, I mean, kind of the European research um, institution. I don't remember the full name. I'm sorry about that. It's an academic side as well, kind of supporting the all other activities within academic research. So I believe it's really nice to create this bridge between academy and the business life. So because of that, I really like them and their kind of conferences. This is like how I involve. Any other communities? I think I need to think. But of course, we have our postgraduate networking club with University of Lincoln for international students and for postgrad students. It's a kind of, we are running as a professional, networking club, so they can, learn the ethics and other kind of disciplines, work culture in UK, and networking, leadership, all other skills. They are kind of engaging and enjoying. It is really nice community. Yeah, these are a couple of them.
Yeah, makes sense. And also, you said like a magic word, conferences.
Yes.
So, do you go to conferences, or even better? I don't know if you haven't done it yet, but are you planning on maybe giving a talk? Tech conferences, or whatever type of conferences, because at the end of the day, when you create something, I think it's cool to just give a talk about how I created this program, is working this way. I'm the impact, is this one can be really is inspirational. And I'm telling you that because, as you probably already know, we are of course going towards the second half of the year, right after summer,
Mhm.
pretty much. And especially in the Google kind of ecosystem, September, October, November are pretty much the month of the DevFest. It's DevFest
Yeah.
season, which we are going to clearly to have one in London, but I'm sure I already know there's going to be one in Glasgow, one in Dublin, one in,
Yeah,
many
for sure.
many in the key cities. So have you got already prepped a talk about maybe your let's say project that you can try to pitch when they all this DevFest they will open the CFP?
Yeah, so before already I joined a couple of different conferences with We Are the Change, and showing like what is We Are the Change exactly, pitching them, etc. And also from my professionalism, I delivered a couple of other kind of speech talk online and offline. One was in Glasgow and within the International Women's Day. It was about self leadership, like how to lead yourself first. and understanding your own element again within the self-assessment. And I got really nice feedback. And after that, I had another invitation from a company to deliver this in professional people.
Ah,
And
nice.
then I do deliver I did actually deliver some other session within the Turkish university. Students invited me and I joined online, and also do some mentorship for them in the end. So I'm going all the conferences generally, and happy to join to DevFest as well, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Last year was pretty cool. I just clearly joined because I was part of the organization for the London one, and I went to, let's say, Glasgow too, because the people in Glasgow are incredible. I just love
It's
them.
really
Patty,
nice. Yeah,
Clara, Jose, Ishita, Sophie. The GDGs, the GDC, the Women Tech Maker. Everyone from there.
I
They're
really love them.
absolutely incredible people. So I love going there. So I'm trying to, and also that's why I really want to have the in-person experience of the academy there. So when we had the cohort in London, like few weeks later, I flew all the way to Glasgow in order to give the in-person experience there, because I think they are great people, so they, I mean, deserve it big time. and
True.
I and I can't wait to, yeah, probably next time will be um no, not even DevFest. Actually, that's a lie, because the next cohort of the academy is probably going to happen before that. It's going to be October, beginning of
The
October.
term,
So
yeah,
I'll probably going to do, it's going to be busy. October and November are going to be busy. Yes,
that
but good
sounds
busy. But
good.
good busy.
Good busy, creating impact busy.
Yeah, and you know what? Because we say that, already, given that it's a very nice community, healthy community, when you are part of this community since a few years, every time is almost an excuse to hang out with friends, because this is what it is, like meeting old friends, so yes, catching up with them and get to know new friends, right?
And
So it
like-minded
and
friends also.
like-minded people,
Yeah.
exactly. So when you talk about something, they get it. You don't have people, hey,
You
i
don't need to
i
explain yourself.
not one, to explain yourself for one, but two, hey, I've created this amazing, we are the shitty group. Okay, why? It's like, isn't that obvious that why I did that? You know what I mean? In this community, people just get that immediately, and they're super happy, excited. They want to help you, they want to support you. So that, I think, yeah, is pretty good. Something that I really like, me personally. Um, have like any plans for Women Tech Maker specifically? Oh,
So we have also another woman tech maker in Lincoln. Definitely planning to have some events. Maybe the students also. I am planning to invite you, like as a
mm,
cohort, so we can include
yeah,
University of Lincoln as well to your cohort within the mentoring, especially for the tech students. That will be really nice, and maybe other kind of women events, could be again International Women's Day for the March, or I am planning to celebrate this year because I actually launched We Are the Change at 16th of March. So this is also kind of going to be the
mm.
3 years, celebration
Ah,
of We Are the
nice.
Change. Maybe I
Mm.
can plan something with Women Take Makers as well. That's going to be great.
Yeah, because International Women Day is the 8th, so it's pretty much the week after or something. So it's,
Yeah.
you can really try to combine things. Yeah, that's exciting. Actually, it's pretty cool. So
Oh, thank you.
looking forward to that. Or maybe if you want, you can come down all the way to London, and we will figure out, something
Definitely.
that's not difficult to do things here. So we are almost 55 minutes in, which time flies. So the last 5 minutes, I really would like, because this is your area of expertise. And as you know, really not the best moment out there in terms of market, and it's a little bit of a turmoil, especially if you are once again a young person trying to find the very first job of the very first internships. Can we try to give these folks some tips, some
Yeah.
advices, what you should
Sure.
be doing? So I'm at 20 something years old, very young. I know nothing. What I should be doing in order to try to increase my chances to find something.
So first thing first, we highly suggest students to start their career journey before they graduate. That's the one point, because
Mm,
when you are a student, I always say this to my students: being student is one of the most powerful title, isn't it? Everybody is ready to help you, everybody is ready to support you, and you are kind of a learner. And just make a use of it, this title. Ask your questions, seek for internship, volunteering opportunities. Show exactly like you are really dying for learn. That's the point. You are really passionate, you are really excited. And of course, if you don't know what you are passionate about, and there is other kind of ways to learn. For example, I wanted to be, when I was a student, I wanted to be a PR manager. And then another time I wanted to be an accountant because I was studying economics. So it was not easy. Of course, you are young, you don't know what to do and which direction you would like to go. Then I started connecting with people, and I reached out to Hugo Boss, um, PR manager on that time, and I asked my question like, I am a student, I'm really excited for my future, and I want to be a public relation manager. Could we have some discussion, and I can ask my question? And they gave me chance, and I had a meeting with their big team, and then I realized it's not, the job I am dreaming of. It's not
okay,
cool
yeah.
as it is look like from outside.
Mm.
And then it was it. Like I decided, okay, it's not for me. And within the accountancy, I had 1 month volunteering opportunity. They didn't give me any money, but I was learning like what they are doing exactly. And I decided like I hate accountancy at all. I'm not gonna do it all my life. So it's important to explore what you want. And of course, you need to give some time and then work on yourself, your personal branding, your networking. Networking is really, really important and key. And please use your title as a student. Seek more opportunities, engage with people, communities, just enjoy the journey. Because I also said, like, career journey is not never gonna end up. It's a journey. And the jobs, the titles are your stop. So you can stop
Mm.
in somewhere, then you can change your direction, go in any other direction. That's all possible. But just try and give yourself a chance to see like how you're gonna feel. Are you gonna like it or you're not gonna like it?
No, that makes sense. I'm a big fan of that. You got to experience things. Otherwise, everything is beautiful on paper, but it's on paper.
Definitely. But
It
it's not
doesn't
in the
work
real
like that, does it? You know what I mean? Not because something is better than other stuff. It's not perhaps tailored to you as a an individual. So you need to understand what works well for you. There is nothing, I think, worse than being forced to a certain career path and then get stuck on it after 10 years. It's like, okay, now what I should be doing. So do your experiences as soon as possible. Don't be shy, right? Go for it. You If you're gonna fail, great. Failure is great, especially if you're really young, because it's experience, right?
Definitely.
It's
Yeah,
experience. It's free experience pretty much. So
exactly.
that's absolutely great. All right, we are pretty much out of time. It went like this, right? Because
Yeah, it was a very nice conversation.
when you've got
Thank you
such
so much.
interesting topics and conversation, yeah, time literally flies. So I would like to really thank you for being here with
Thank you so much
ChatGDG.
for having me as well.
No problem. So best of luck for all the things that you are involved with. The We are the change, your podcast, your Women Tech Maker ambassador career, and as more importantly, your career at University of Lincoln, trying to having impact, helping 3,700 people, right?
More, yes, more definitely. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of students get your guide or your tips, which is great. So thank you,
Thank you
Bahar,
so much.
once again. Yes, and then I will see you soon. All right,
See you
have a
soon.
fantastic
All right.
evening.
You too.
Cheers,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
See you
Bye,
soon.
everyone.